I'll tell you what, with people standing here so close, I want to say thanks for coming out, and I really do appreciate, not just for coming out to see Chuck Norris. I know you didn't come out to see me. But what I really want to say is I want to thank you for coming out for the real cause we're here. And this is not a political event, although I know some of you will find this very hard to believe. Chuck and I were scheduled to be a part of this just before Christmas, and I don't know if you know this, but you get some really major snowfalls up here in New Hampshire. And so the event had to be rescheduled, and originally it was going to be a Christmas event for '07, and now we decided that we'll make it just a Christmas event to getting an early start on '08. So for all of you that are doing your early Christmas thoughts, this is how we kick it off. But the truth is, one of the things that makes America a really great country, not a good country, but a really great country, is that its people act like neighbors to each other. The greatness of this country has never been in its government. The greatness of this country has always been in the extraordinary things that its ordinary people are willing to do for their neighbors. And that's why today we celebrate what Mormart and others are doing, because it's exemplary of the heart of America. Someone a lot wiser than me said, "Greater love has no man than this, than a man would lay down his life for his friends." Amen. A lot of different ways we lay down our lives for our friends. And sometimes we lay down our lives for our friends in little ways, giving money to help feed people, like these good folks are going to do. I think it's important to realize that while many of us have come to a place in life where we're pretty sure we're going to have food tonight, there really are millions of fellow Americans who do not know whether they're going to have food tonight. As hard as it is to believe, there's hunger in this country. There's poverty in this country. And yet you think about the poverty and hunger in this country is nothing compared to the hunger and poverty that exist all over the world. One of the things that makes this country so very extraordinary is that when calamity happens anywhere on the planet, who shows up first? Who shows up most? It's the United States of America. That's who shows up. Wasn't too long after the terrible earthquakes in Pakistan when I had the opportunity to fly up over that devastated area and to go into where literally tens of thousands of people were living in a makeshift village, the ones who had survived, unlike many of their neighbors who did not. What I remember is, as we were flying over the northern part of Pakistan and the area hit hardest by the earthquake, I will never forget the sight as we were looking down and we could see all of these rooftops. And it looked like a pretty normal village. And there were literally thousands of rooftops, and they were spread about, as you would see from the air, and it didn't look like, and they said, no, this area was hit hard by the earthquake, and we thought, looks okay, until we looked a little closer. And we realized that those rooftops were actually on the ground and everything underneath them had collapsed, killing thousands of people who probably would never ever be found under those rooftops. When we got to the place where United States relief agencies were working, virtually 75% of the relief workers were Americans, and many of them American soldiers. I had the opportunity to meet some guys from my own home state. They were guardsmen from Arkansas. I was their commander-in-chief at the time, and I had a great opportunity to sit and visit with them and talk to them about what they were doing. You know, sometimes we forget that our soldiers are called upon to do a myriad of things, to fight and to die for our freedom, but sometimes to give life to people for whom there is no life unless those soldiers show up. And whatever it is they're called to do, they do it, and they do it faithfully. But more than that, they do it willingly. Nobody asked them, nobody made them. They did it because they chose to give that kind of service.